to 36, and for the rest, which they could not buy, we have issued the RFP. All right, ma'am? Now, the other question. I would like to ask the other question, madam. Now again, HAL, Make in India, they're shedding tears to us, where you bought 1 squadron 18, we have enhanced it to 36 2 squadron. All right? 18 has been increased to 36, madam. But I ask this question. HAL, madam, this kind of running commentary is unnecessary, madam. Running commentary is telling me clearly they are not interested in the facts. Madam, now I let...
Don't listen to anything, you go on. Don't listen to this thing.
Now, I'll give you the other one, madam. I'll give you that question, madam. You're worried about HAL? Huh? You're shedding crocodile tears. My question is, today you're now severely under the heat because Christian Michael has come into India. He's going to speak a lot on Augusta Westland. Yes? What is Augusta Westland giving you? Helicopters, no? Helicopters, right? Why couldn't you give that helicopter order to HAL? Why did you go to Augusta Westland? Because HAL won't give you anything. HAL will give you helicopters, it won't give you anything else. Whereas Augusta Westland, today you have to get Michael to say what else was given. HAL won't give you anything else. Augusta Westland. Okay. Now, ma'am, this entire campaign has been on falsehoods and totally irresponsible allegations. Total irresponsible allegations. I ask a few questions now. Congress is lying repeatedly, and I want to say asatya bol rahe hain, because I remember unparliamentary words were used against the Prime Minister, and in that you also brought into the picture a former head of a government somewhere else. I want to ask a question here, madam. We were told by Congress spokesperson, I'm not naming anybody, that we shall not be talking on Rafale because it's an internal matter. I'd like to give you the exact quote on it. Madam, on March 9th, before Honorable Member Rahul Gandhi ji met the French President Macron, Congress's spokesperson told the media, and I quote here, Congress will not discuss India's defense deals with a foreign head of state. This is an internal matter, and this discussion the government has to do with France and not us. Sane words. This was uttered by the Congress spokesperson. Now, all right? Huh? And here, I'm giving you a quote which on July 20th in the Parliament, in Parliament on July 20th, Shri Rahul Gandhi says, and I quote here, I asked the French President about this secrecy pact, but he denied the existence of any such pact. He even told me that he has no issues in making the cost public. Unquote. Who is truthful? Is the Congress spokesperson who said the Congress Adhyaksh, they will not meet and talk about this, whereas now he himself in July says I spoke to him. He also said I have no difficulty. So, one of them is misleading this country. One of them is misleading this country, and if this is true, I want proof for it. If this statement of the Congress president on the floor of the House that the former president of France said that the secrecy pact, if that conversation happened, let me have a verified copy, authenticated copy in the table of the House. Let there be an authenticated copy left on the floor. You can't say one thing on the floor of the House and have your spokesperson say something else. And therefore, I want to say, Congress is building this whole thing on falsehoods, untruths, and also misleading the entire country. I will want to say now that you say one thing in the parliament, leaders say another outside, and you're misleading this country both in the House and outside. And any conversation that you've had with any leader outside, give me an authenticated copy here. Otherwise, you cannot be quoting their name. And
1 minute. I got your letter. It is a practice that after she completes, please बैठिए. आप उसके spokesperson नहीं हैं. Both the thing. But that doesn't mean लंबा speech नहीं. ये भी ध्यान में रखो. Yes, Minister. आज क्या हो रहा है तुम्हें? रंजना जी, रंजिता जी बैठिए. आपके सभी नेता सक्षम हैं. राहुल जी सक्षम नहीं मानती हो क्या? आपको बोलना चाहिए. बैठिए. Yes, Minister. Yes, Minister.
Madam, thank you, Madam. Madam, Madam, this entire campaign has been built on falsehoods and misleading the nation with untruths. And every time we come up to give a response, they're not even hearing. They're not even hearing the facts. When I've already pointed out how one thing was being said outside and one another thing was being said inside. I'll give you another example of how everybody is called a liar. One senior Congress leader, who's also a member of this House, called the Air Force Chief as liar. You call the Prime Minister, you call the Raksha Mantri, and the senior leader also charges the Air Chief as lying. I mean, is there a limit? Now, they only stopped short of calling the Supreme Court that they've done everything wrong. I want to now ask the question, are they so irresponsible? I hope irresponsible is a word you'll accept in the parliament. Are they so irresponsible that they even go to Pakistan asking for help? One of the very senior member of the Congress party, who is not here, I'm not naming him, everybody will know, went to Pakistan to say, इनको हटाइए, मोदी सरकार को हटाने के लिए हमें मदद कीजिए. He has gone and spoken to Pakistan. Another leader also speaks about how this government has not really been helpful for them. All right? Now, by asking the weapon details and the other details of the aircraft that you're buying in the parliament, which I repeat, the weaponry air package details are definitely covered under the Secrecy Act. I repeat it. And therefore, also remind the Congress, how many times before have they not invoked the secrecy clause and said, sorry, in the national interest, we will not say this. So what is new about that? We have given, and I repeat, I've been reminded periodically that you said you will disclose the price. Yes, the basic aircraft price has already been disclosed. We stand by that. But to ask the price of weaponry, to ask the price of the air package, avionics and everything else is certainly covered under the Secrecy Act. Ma'am, let me now, before going to the next part, let me now say, if they are really serious about getting the details, if they are serious about getting the facts on this, I want to tell you, when we were replying, when the former Raksha Mantri, Finance Minister was replying, what was happening in this house, ma'am? I would want to remind you, ma'am, it's with a great deal of disappointment and grief, I like to say, you wanted the debate on Rafale. We wanted to come and participate in it. You had the former Raksha Mantri speak, and we were going with the debate. What was the scene here, madam? Not of what was happening in the well, but also of other things which I would draw your attention. If really we are serious about this debate in the interest of the national security, people were taking photographs, madam. People were taking photographs of one another sitting in the opposition desks. People were passing papers to say, make aircrafts, arrow and throw it at Finance Minister. This was happening, madam. If you're really serious about getting the reply which the former Raksha Mantri, present Finance Minister was giving, was it not happening there? Was it happening not there? And when this was happening, sarcastically, I've been told, are you hiding under those ADMK members? But today when I respond to his legitimate quotations, people want to give clarification. Today they are left without even the fig leaf of those members here to hide for all the falsehood that they've been putting against the government, for all the untruths that they've said against. They don't even have the fig leaf of these members in the well who can give them that hiding cover. You stand up to say, where is the Raksha Mantri hiding behind? You don't even have that fig leaf today. You can't hide it anywhere. I'm giving you the facts. On the pricing, madam, I would want to tell you, madam, on the pricing, I would want to tell you, how many times we've heard prices being quoted by the Congress. How many times? And in that, what is the consistency, madam, with which these prices are being quoted? I would like to remind, if they are serious, let at least the seriousness be shown in everything that they say. 29 January, Jan Akroshan Rally, Delhi. Jan Akrosh Rally, thank you, yes. My Hindi is very poor, yeah. Thank you for correcting. Jan Akrosh Rally, Delhi, 700 crore is the price that they put on us. 20th July in Parliament, 520 crores, saying that's their price. August 11th in the public rally in Raipur, 540 crores. August 13th in Hyderabad, 526 crores. I want to ask them, do they at least know what they're talking about? Have they at least sat with the Raksha Mantri to find out? No. This is the kind of inconsistency. Throw anything at them and accept that to answer. So I would want to say, Congress party should do its homework before they even start telling us what they have to. The next, pricing again. Madam, 670 crores has already been disclosed in the Parliament for the basic price. Whereas they say 526 crores. I want to tell you, there is nowhere any documentary evidence on what is the price, I want to tell you, 526 crore I'm talking about. I'm talking about the 526 crore which they quote as an MMRCA price. 526 crore which they quote as MMRCA price. I want to tell you, listen to the facts. There is no confirmation for that price that they are quoting. This is our price. There is no confirmation that it is 526 crore per aircraft in the official documents. From where are they getting that? God knows. But I'll also give you some more. As already intimated in the Parliament, we have said the basic price under the IGA is 670 crore per aircraft. Basic price. Now, will you want to compare like with like, or will you want to compare one apple and one orange? I would like to tell you here. If it is a like to like, listen. Listen, I'm answering you. In a like to like comparison, madam, the price obtained in the 126 medium multi-role combat aircraft, about which they are constantly talking, the non-deal, the price would be 737 crores. The price obtained in the intergovernmental agreement that we have signed in 2016, and that price, which is already disclosed, the 670 crores, is about 9% lower than that 126 MMRCA basic price. Better deal, madam, for this country. For this country, we have got a better deal. All right? Then go further. Then go further. Go further. Comparing the cost of 526 crore with 1,600 crore, comparing the cost of 526 crore with 1,600 crore is like comparing apples to oranges. Because, is it right, I ask, to quote a cost that is not substantiated? I told you 526 is nowhere, but anyway, you didn't even have an agreement, but you're quoting that. It's not substantiated. Where no contract has been finalized, all right? It seems that the cost which is being quoted, the 526, is somewhat probably referring to a quote which was given in 2007, which exists somewhere as a quote. They have taken it upon themselves to say that's their deal price. Will it remain the same in 2011? Will it remain in 2014? I'm coming to that. Be patient. Be patient, okay? Will it remain? Will it? I'm coming to that line. I'm coming to that line. Will it remain? Will it remain? Will it remain the same in 2011? Will it remain the same in 2014? Will it remain the same in 2015? Will it remain the same in 2016? Because there was an escalation cost, there was an escalation rate. There is an escalation cost which is put in each one, and also the exchange rate variation which has to be taken on to be calculated. The price of a basic aircraft, madam, I would want you to please get some order in the house. I'm after all answering them. I'm answering them, and they don't want to have some answers given to them. They are more keen on disturbing me rather than wanting to hear the facts. If they're keen, they should listen to the facts and not shout me down. Not shout me down. And unbelievable, I'm answering their question. Madam, escalation cost, will you? Madam, I'll tell you, madam. Will escalation?
कुछ नहीं बोले।
Madam, escalation cost.
मिनिस्टर बहुत अच्छा दे रही है जवाब, तो कोई नहीं बोलने दो।
I'm responding to you, madam.
Yes.
Escalation or exchange rate variations not work? Will escalation or exchange rate variations not work? The price of a basic aircraft cannot be compared with a battle-ready aircraft, with weaponry, with electronic warfare equipments, with maintenance, with spares, with test equipments and other associated costs. So let us not compare apples with oranges. Your 526, the 526 that they're quoting should be compared with 737, which is their basic aircraft's cost. So 670 with 737 is very clear. Now, madam, I'll go over. Ma'am, I'll come to the processes. I want to highlight about process. I like to talk about the process. They keep talking, having gone to the court.
Any basic courtesies. The gentleman has no basic courtesies. And on the basis of falsehood, their demands are absolutely ridiculous.
Madam,
he needs to learn some basic courtesies.
ये खड़गे जी की गलती है, उनको बोलने का समय नहीं.
I now talk about the negotiations with the French side, because process is very important. Negotiations with the French side were conducted from May 2015 to April 2016. Negotiating team was constituted to negotiate the terms and conditions, madam, for the procurement of 36 Rafale aircraft with the French government. The Indian negotiating team was headed by the Deputy Chief of Air Staff of Indian Air Force, and it comprised of Joint Secretary and Acquisitions Manager Air, Joint Secretary Defense Offset Management Wing, Joint Secretary and Additional Financial Advisor, Finance Manager Air, Advisor Cost, and the Assistant Chief of Air Staff as members from Indian government side. The French government side was headed by Director General of Armament, DGA, Ministry of Defense of the government of France. 74 meetings were held, which included 48 internal INT meetings, 26 external INT meetings with the French side, and they were held throughout, as I said, between May 2015 and April 2016. Now, all the 7 members of the INT signed the report which was produced by the INT, which also indicated better terms and conditions that were arrived at as a result of the negotiation. INT report, and the better terms are compared with the terms which were of the 126 MMRCA. Now, INT report was finalized and signed on 21st July 2016, madam. Let me underline the fact the Joint Secretary concerned, who stated to have raised objections. Now I'll address this. Who stated to have raised some objections, because during the negotiations a lot of opinions are recorded also. We didn't hide anybody's viewpoint. But that Joint Secretary, who they love quoting, saying, oh, he differed from the whole process, was the one who also signed, all the 7 members signed the report, and he was the one to sign the draft which went for the CCS approval. So don't constantly raise that question without hearing the reply. During the discussions, a lot of things are said and they are recorded. They are not hidden. They are not wiped off. But it is that same Joint Secretary who signed the CCS report which went to the CCS for approval. And he also, along with the 6 others who make up for the 7 members totally, also signed the contract negotiating committee's, INT's report. So, misleading this country with false information, sorry, will not gel. This is the truth. Ma'am, I also want to now say, constant reference madam, to why wasn't there a bank guarantee? Why wasn't there a sovereign guarantee? Listen to the answers which I'm giving on specific questions that you've raised. Why sovereign guarantee was not taken? I want to give you an answer for that, madam. I can cite at least 2 previous examples. I will like to cite it first and then tell you what we've got here. You need answers, right? No bank guarantee was provided or is being provided for any foreign military sales, contracts which are signed between Government of India and the US government. That's one example where there was no sovereign guarantee. 2, no bank guarantees are provided even in the Rosoboron export of Russia, from where I was happy to hear Dharmendra Yadav ji say that we've bought from Russia, and that was bought during Honorable Mulayam Singh ji when he was Raksha Mantri. And because Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was his graceful self, said very good words in praise. Agreed. Of course, we are not fortunate to have such graceful people who can appreciate in our opposition now. But the fact remains, where you have bought from Russia, you didn't have a sovereign guarantee then also. Dharmendra Yadav ji should be reminded that even in that case, there was no sovereign guarantee. In this case, I would like to tell you, the letter of comfort about which everybody shouts, I want to say, it's been signed by the French Prime Minister. They have also stated that these constitute a unique and unprecedented level of involvement of the French government, which has been decided in coherence with the strategic partnership between India and France. So it's not anything small, madam, an IGA intergovernmental agreement with this kind of a guarantee, when they themselves today, with a guarantee like this, with an intergovernmental agreement, they keep asking that question. Take the reply now. Factual reply now. Madam, then I would want to ask you, sorry, madam, I'm taking my time about answering because this is an issue which has captured the attention because of the misleading campaign of the Congress. I would want to tell you now. Yes, Supreme Court, the judgment which has been given by the court.